And because I think a lot of it is that, like, we're talking all day long and we're listening to people talk, and there's a certain numbness that comes to it, but there's something about
Mm.
music that, I mean, I remember picking up a clarinet for the first time when I was like 8 or 9, and it was just fantastic, and I didn't want to put that down for so many years. And I think it's just, there's something when you're able to communicate who you are and not actually saying words, there is a truth to it, and there is a power. And I love that,
Yeah.
like, in life, to your point of like having people that believe in you and that people can show you the possibilities of where you can be and what you can do. Like, we need that. We need that. And a lot of the times it's from sources that we might never have thought we would that would speak to us or that would want to speak to us. But then when those moments happen, it's just one of the most remarkable parts of our lives. I mean, you've had quite the journey from, being a, classically trained pianist and traveling the world yourself and finding these mentors. I would like for everyone to hear a little bit about your journey, in your adolescence and into college, about how music changed you and it taught you these same lessons, really, that you're, so excited about for all these kids that are learning.
Yeah. I mean, I think my relationship with music is interesting, and I think I was thinking about it today. I think I've come full circle. Not quite yet because I don't play
Really?
piano anymore, and I think full circle will be when I play again. There's a story to that, and we can, I'm happy to be fully open. So you ask away. But yeah, I was 15 and I was studying history, and I thought I would become a historian or some kind of businesswoman. And I was living. I'm Spanish. That's where my accent's from. I've been in the UK for 16 years, but I'm Spanish. So I was studying in Spain, and I always did music on the side. I went to conservatoire in the evenings, and I liked it. I really loved music. I think it was always like, like we said, it was always a tool for me to express myself. And I found a lot of joy in that, but it certainly wasn't something I was thinking of doing professionally. And then, and then I randomly
Yeah.
ended up in this. I know. I'm laughing because some of the most important things I've ever done, or people I've related myself with, had a relationship with of any form, has, like, the decisions I've made that are good have mostly been without logic and with a lot of instinct and heart. And this was definitely one of them. So I ended up in a music summer school in the UK by chance and randomly, and I met this teacher, Jonathan Middleton. He's called, and he blew my mind. Like, I think then I really discovered what music was. We just clicked, and he was just this kind of teacher. We would listen to John Coltrane and Ella Fitzgerald and the greatest jazz artists, but then we'd also like listen to like Mahler 5 and Beethoven and like go all in. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what, but I need to come and learn with him. Like, I just need to come here and be around this genius. And I fell in love with music. I was just like, this is what I need to do. And so I told mom, I was like, I'm going to audition to this school because it's like a boarding school. And I was like, I'm probably not going to get in. It's probably too expensive, but I'm just going to try. And I auditioned there and then, and they said, look, you can't come next year, which is what I was going for, because the spaces are full, but you can come in 2 weeks. Um, so I packed my bags,
But you can come this week.
and yeah, sorry, mom, it's not been 2 weeks, it's been 16 years. And sorry, mom. But and Jonathan just took me under his wing. He said to me, look, if you want to go to music college, the auditions are in 18 months. I don't know that you'll be ready because these kids that you're, surrounded by have been here in this school for like 8 years. They've all been practicing 6, 7 hours. And I was just so determined. And this is the thing, like, you know, I really believe that if someone believes in you and they don't put a ceiling, from the start, if they say, look, work hard, like strive for excellence, like really, like go do your absolute best, your at your full potential, no ceiling, um, then magic can happen. And so, I mean, that is what happened. I worked my ass off for 18 months. I tell you what, Geordie, I went mad. He was supposed to get an hour and a half of lessons a week, and he was like giving me 6 hours, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. We were in that room in the basement practicing. But we did it. I got into every music college in London. I got a full scholarship,
Oh
and
wow. There you
boom.
go.
But it's because he really believed I could do it, and then I believed I could do it, and then I was just like fucking fearless. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I fell in love with music, and it was an amazing experience. Um, then I went to college and things changed, but I don't know if you want to talk about something else before that.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I think that that's absolutely what I want to hear. And I think that it directly translates to the work you're doing now because it shows the full spectrum of being in love with an art form. And I can completely relate to this. And I think all artists have a period when they're in an environment that really suits them and it really brings those auroras out and their light is just shining and they're growing and then you step into a new environment with different circumstances, different individuals, and some things maybe you can articulate and some things you can't articulate. It's just the vibe is off or the trajectory isn't you. Um, but I think it's um, hearing about the shift and how the collegiate environment wasn't your vibe and how that changed
Yeah,
your relationship with music. I think we should definitely talk about that.
yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to open up about this, but I think it's a good thing, and I'm all here for it. So, so 19-year-old me goes from Spain to these crazy 18 months where I worked so hard with this amazing teacher who basically became like a second father to me.